Ryan Bauer with the Phoenix Police Department's Public Affairs Bureau. I am the county coordinator for Silent Witness. I'm here right now with Mercedes Vega, her family, and a lot of her friends, as you can tell. So full stage. Mercedes is a person that was very well loved, and it's true, as you can tell, on the amount of people on the stage and wanting to speak on her behalf. This is an MCSO case. Silent Witness is covering it. There is an active reward for any information that may lead to detectives' ability to understand, arrest, or convict anybody that may be responsible for this brutal attack. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming this afternoon. Tom and Erica, mother and father of Mercedes, thank you for your courage. Your courage shows us all that we have the courage to make those calls, to hold ourselves responsible for actions that we may take. Silent Witness is here today also to encourage the community. To make those phone calls. If you have any information, you may have heard from a friend, whatever the smallest amount of information that you may have, please make that phone call into Silent Witness at 480-WITNESS, 480-TESTIGO, and provide that very important information that will let the detectives continue their investigation to find the person responsible. Crimes such as these are crimes that destroys lives. They're crimes that have devastating consequences on family, on friends, on our entire community. That's why we at Silent Witness have come here to present this information and allow the family and friends to speak. Before having this group of loving friends and family talk about Mercedes Vega, I do want to share with everybody what occurred nearly 1 year ago. On April 17th, 2023, at about 12:30 in the morning, Department of Public Safety received a 911 call about a car that was on fire. This incident took place outside of Tonopah, Arizona, about 10 miles west of the Tonopah exit off of Interstate 10 near milepost 85. A local fire department also responded, put the vehicle fire out, and they found a young woman inside that was deceased. This young woman was later identified as 22-year-old Mercedes Vega. Maricopa County Sheriff's homicide detectives responded and assumed this investigation into this violent and horrific crime. Detectives, families, friends, our community in general, we're all searching for answers, and we're hoping that this press conference may lead to some of those answers. We ask that, if you have any information, if you have the smallest bit of details that might lead to an arrest, please call 480-WITNESS, 480-TESTIGO, or you can always go to silentwitness.org and provide your own tip. All of these tips, whether it's online or over the phone, are anonymous. We're not going to ask names. We're not going to ask any identifying information. We just want to know what you may have that can lead us to a closure in this case. With that being said, Erica, Tom, thank you again for coming and showing your courage, your commitment. Can you please tell everybody that's listening who your daughter, who Mercedes was to you, and her loss and how it's affected you?
She was mine. She was my baby. When someone comes to your door at night and tells you that your child is gone, just the word deceased, anything that, I miss her. It's so hard to believe that she's gone. It's so hard to believe I'm never gonna see her again. I miss her so much. She was so bright. She was such a beautiful, sweet, kind soul. She didn't deserve this. She didn't deserve what happened to her. It just doesn't seem real that she's gone. She was mine. The person that did this had no right to take her away. No right.
Dear Mercedes, first of all, I love you. I love you so big it's hard to even put into words. I remember the last time we hung out, the last movie we saw, all the Savage Fenty shows we would watch because we had the same love for fashion and dance. The countless meaningful conversations about life and the difficulties of it all. God, I miss you. I never ever in my life thought that there would be a world that you weren't in. Here I am. You were robbed of your life and your future. We, your family and friends, were robbed of watching your future, and that can't just be for nothing. I'll be damned if these vile, evil people get away with what they did to you. Of all the ways this could have happened, never in my life or any other life would I ever accept the way this happened. Never. Mercedes, you were such an intuitive, empathetic, and beautiful human being. I know for a fact if this absolutely inhumane, horrible crime were to happen to any one of her friends or family, that she would fight. Unfortunately, that has become the reality for myself, her friends, and family. So here we are, fighting for her. As soon as I had gotten the news of what happened to you, it felt as if my soul was ripped from my body. My lungs ripped out of my chest. I fell onto my hands and knees. This isn't something your parents should ever go through. But I know you have chosen me as one of the people to help comfort your parents, and I will do so for them and for you most importantly. They say they gained other daughters out of your friends and I, but little did they know they would gain a support system they can depend on and trust. I will fight for you, Mercedes Vega, until the wheels fall off. I will do whatever it takes. You didn't deserve this, and none of us here deserves this. At the very least, you deserve your justice. And we will get it if it's the last thing I do. I love you, Merlot, forever and always. Your Kenzo.
Writing out this letter was hard because I never imagined I would be speaking about someone so close to me this way. We had just gone to Hawaii in early March to celebrate her 22nd birthday. She was so full of life and didn't have a single care in the world. We went snorkeling to swim with wildlife. Over the years of getting to know Mercedes, I learned how truly nurturing and loyal and protective she was. We jumped in the water just before making contact with wildlife. I specifically remember grabbing her hand out of nervousness, and she held onto my hand because she knew it would help me. She would always make sure I was okay, not only during that trip, but throughout many years of our friendship. My point is, Mercedes was no doubt someone you could always count on. All she ever wanted to do was live her life carelessly and abundantly, and keep herself and her loved ones safe in the process. Mercedes had so many plans, from training in the gym to meeting her other half and raising a family of her own, and continuing to grow with her loved ones. She was on a mission to succeed in life in all aspects. She was glowing, and everybody could see it as soon as she walked in the room. Today we're here because of the inhumane acts that were done to Mercedes Vega on the night of April 16th. When everyone's lives standing here today have changed for the worse. What happened to Mercedes is completely bizarre and vicious. She endured the most evil pain. Her peace and abundance was ruthlessly stolen from her. The opportunity for Mercedes to start up her dream career, to raise a family, and to grow with all of her loved ones was ripped from her hands out of pure hate. someone out there knows something, saw something, or heard something the night of April 16th, and they are not coming forward, we ask that you please help us get justice for her and spread the word as much as possible. She would have stood here today if anything like this happened to any of us, doing anything in her power to fight for her loved ones, because that's who Mercedes was. Do you want
this? Excuse me. 3 months ago, when my friends and I decided to go public about the case and make the social media accounts, I did not think that we would be here at all. I've known Mercedes since I was 15 years old. I don't even know what to say, because I can't even believe that we're here right now. I am so grateful that she is now getting the attention and the media coverage that she deserves. We work day in and day out to run those pages, get all the information out there that we can. But it's just unfortunate that we're even here in the first place. It's unfortunate that not only did this happen to Mercedes, but that it took 5 months for people to even know. I hope the people out there know that Mercedes is loved and she is so, so, so cared for. I don't think that you assumed that when you did this. I don't think that you thought that she had a group of people standing behind her, but everyone here is committed, and even more people are committed to dedicating their time day in and day out to finding the people that are involved. If you know anything, please reach out. It's silent witness. You can be completely anonymous. There is a cash reward. We have multiple social media platforms. We have multiple numbers. We have an email. You don't have to be identified. We just want justice for Mercedes. She would have went this hard for us, if not harder. She would have already been banging at the door of the person right now, flipping it upside down. I can already see it. So please, if you know anything, please reach out to us. Please do not be afraid. You do not have to send in your name, number, any information.
All right. First off, I'm Mercedes' father. I want to thank Silent Witness. I want to thank all agencies that are involved in trying to solve this case and bring me peace for my wife and my other children. I want to thank the media for being here. I understand it's been kept quiet. We kept it quiet because we wanted the justice system to run its course. And now I think it's time that you all know what's going on, and we need to get these people caught. I do believe what these young ladies are doing with the social media, that's how people connect nowadays. So I do want to thank all these young ladies, and there is a lot more of these young ladies that have done amazing things, unbelievable things. At 22 years old, 23, 24, to basically put your life on hold and fight for someone is incredible. It is very incredible. It is incredible for me to know how much my daughter was loved and cherished. She was loved by her parents and her siblings. But to know that her friends are willing to walk the streets and hand out flyers and put themselves in harm's way is amazing. And they should be, I mean, they know what I feel. And last thing, I want to thank you guys for being here, of course, because you are the next platform we need to go. We waited and waited and waited. And at this point, we're still waiting. But I feel I can't be silent anymore. I don't care if the person sees me. I really don't. What they did, they need to be punished for. No one's family should go through what we're going through. And if this is bigger than my daughter and it stops other things from happening, my daughter's life was taken for a good reason. Do I know that's the case? I do not know if that's the case. Now I want to talk about my daughter. I've been Mercedes' father for 17 years. She's not my biological daughter. We are a blended family. And Mercedes doesn't know her father. I'm her father. When she was younger, typical, 13, 14-year-old child, she was very rebellious and wanted to do her own thing. And I pulled her aside and I said, being your father is a choice. It's not an obligation. I can't do all the good things, but there's also got to be bad things involved in that too. When you do something wrong, you should be held accountable, things like that. It took her less than 24 hours to come back to me and say, I want you to be my dad. And she made me the father I am, because our family are like, I have children all over the place, and I had her every day. And she challenged me, but she also made me a better man. She made me understand what she wanted and what she wanted in life. And she was just becoming a young woman to move on to that next step in life. She, at that age, you're kind of figuring out what you want to do. And she's like, you know what? I don't want to do what I'm doing now. This is what I want to do. And I'm going to go that path. And she was very determined. This is a young lady that wrote a PowerPoint presentation to go to Disney World at 7 years old. This is a person that wrote a PowerPoint presentation why she should get a tattoo. I mean, she actually put her mom and said, you used to read me this when I was a baby. And what are you going to say, no to that? I mean, that's pretty hard to say no to. She was just a very thoughtful, caring young lady. She had a thing like with babies. They used to call her the baby whisperer. When we would go to church, she was not old enough to take care of the infants. But because she was so good with children, they let her go into that section and take care of him. She just had that nurturing feeling. Of course, she kept to herself. That's 22 years old, but I miss her. I miss her a lot. I'm not going to get to see her get married. I'm not going to hold my grandchildren. I'm not. And it hurts to know that. It hurts to know that what my family's going through. And I don't want any other family to go through this if there's more to this than that. So I do want someone to come forward. We need to put this to rest. The nature of this is just over the top, way over the top. And no one's family deserves what we're going through. I miss her every day. I talk to her every day. I stood in the shower and I said, talk through me. I need your voice needs to be heard. You're not silenced, and I will not be silenced. I'm done being quiet. I have to be her voice. I miss her so much. I miss what she would call me just to tease me. One time she called me another story. She told me, she says, I want to tell you something. I'm like, okay. She's like, I got another job. Or no, actually, take that back. She goes, I'm pregnant. And I'm like, what? You're pregnant? She's like, I'm just messing with you. I'm looking to get a different job. But that's the kind of relationship I had with my daughter. I talked to my daughter, even though she's 22 years old. I would drive from my house to her house to bring her medicine if she was sick. I would drive to put air in her tires. I saw my daughter twice a month. And at the beginning of the month and the middle of the month are the worst times in my life because I can't call her. If there was something going on, she'd call and ask advice. We communicated with our daughter on a regular basis, even though she was 22 years old. And she was so loved, and she was robbed of that opportunity to become a mother and become the person that she was meant to be. She had bigger things in life. Her journals, and I don't want to get going down that, but if we're able to read some of this, what this person wrote, they were deep and had a lot of wisdom. And I need someone to come forward. I really do. I don't know how else I can beg you to come forward. I really don't. You have a conscience. Think of what happened to her. Would you want that to happen to you or someone you know? You would not at all. It was terrible what happened to her. Terrible. And I know there's people out there. I do. And it's time for those people to not be afraid and think if it happened to her, it could happen to me. And we don't know. Nobody knows. But I want it to end with my daughter. I don't want this to be another family. I do not. If there's more to this, I do not want that. And again, I thank all of you for being here. I thank all of you for being here. And my daughter is sitting here right now with me, and I can feel her telling me that she is loved and she is missed. And she's telling us it's going to be okay. And she mattered. Her life mattered. And I don't know what else I can say. I miss her so much. So much. You never know how much you can love someone until they're gone or ripped from you. You take that for granted. I don't take it for granted anymore. I don't take for granted that I have other children. I don't, because you never know. So I don't have anything else to say about her except that I just miss her and love her. And again, thank you for all being here.
Anybody else would like to speak? Okay, we'll open it up for some questions and answers. I'm sure the family and friends would be more than happy to share a little bit more information if you have any questions.
I've obviously talked to several of you guys before. An incredible support system you guys have, and some even investigative work that you all have done to work on learning more. The surveillance video for leaving the apartment, the car found at culinary dropout. Have any of you learned anything more that might be a detail that could be important to piecing together the timeline of that night?
I think it's important that her car, 2019 Dodge Charger, had the LUV 333 license plate, so it might be an identifier that someone might recognize, or maybe it'll jog someone's memory. It's the personalized license plate on the white 2019 Dodge Charger might be a point that might trigger someone.
But to your question, I don't feel like it's gone much farther. I do believe that walking Mill Avenue where her car was found, and actually going in personally and talking to GMs and managers, and this is a topic of conversation on Mill Avenue. The main reason it's a topic of conversation is because of the age and the location and how many young women and men are on that area 7 days a week. There's people that are afraid to walk to their cars at night. GM told me that. She's like, I run a very popular restaurant and I put a lot of money in the safe and I have to walk to my car at 2:30 in the morning. So I do believe what these young ladies have done and getting it out there. These people they tell me, like I tell them who I am, and then they tell me, yes, I've heard about it. And it is a very big topic in the area. Whether that's relevant to the case, I don't know. But I do believe that it's growing traction. I do believe, and I tell them, servers, bartenders, they're like psychiatrists. They sit at the table, they hear people talking. I do believe that this is a topic of conversation with multiple people. I do believe someone's going to slip up sitting at a table and someone's going to overhear it. I do believe that. That's what I believe Mill Avenue's got going. Anything else?
When you say Mill Avenue, do you mean downtown Tempe?
Yes, where all the college bars are. Because her car was found at the culinary drop-off, which is not right. It's not far. You can walk to it from there. But like I said, it is a topic of conversation. I've been there twice, and every place that I went into knew about it and took the time to talk to me, and some of them have actually placed it on their like their websites for the employees, to warn them to be careful and to pay attention to this, because the nature of it, you know, that's yeah. But,
Was there
okay.
ever any surveillance video found outside of culinary dropout that would have shown her car getting to that
Not that we're
Not
aware
that we're
of.
aware of.
I believe that people that were at the lodge the night of April 16th or that stayed in the apartment complex near the lodge should be looking at their cameras and video footage as well, because there is a dark road right there, right across from culinary dropout, so that could have possibly been a place that they went to, so that would be an important area to look out in if you were anywhere near the lodge or the apartment complex by the lodge.
I'm Hector with Univision. Sorry for lost. Thank you for being here. I'm going to ask, do any of you guys speak Spanish, to share some thoughts, comments? Spanish speakers, by any chance?
I'm a Spanish speaker, but I intended on being silent today.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm sorry.
I understand.
Yeah.
Was she an only child? What
No.
did she do for a living? How many brothers? And what school did she go to?
She,
She-
go ahead. Go ahead.
She went to Basha High School and Santan Junior High. She wanted to become a personal trainer. She worked out 6 days a week. As a 22-year-old, she was very responsible. She barely drank. She would dedicate one night a week to go and not be on her food plan and not work out. She was very driven. I forgot all the questions. that
She
you
had
asked
five
me.
other
Oh.
siblings, and she did dance 2 nights a week.
I'll finish up here in closure. Again, thank you everybody for coming forward. Please continue to spread the message. These young ladies have a lot of social media out there themselves. I encourage everybody to look into the social media related to Mercedes Vega. Look into it. Again, what we're trying to do is spark some memory that you may have seen at Mill Ave or somewhere around town. Right now, this is a living nightmare for this family and friends. They need closure. We're really looking forward to community involvement in this case to provide whatever details, whatever information that you have. And then I'd like to just do a real quick thing. We have Erica and Tom here. If we can just state your name, just so that everybody knows who was speaking at the microphone, please.
Mackenzie Lockhart.
Can you pass the microphone?
Oh. Mackenzie Lockhart.
How do you spell that? How do you spell that?
MAKENZIELOCKHART.
Helena Gamboa, JELENA GAMBOA.
Tynesa Williams, TYNIESA Williams. Okay. And I just want to add that at Honoring Mercedes is all of the social medias you can contact us there via email, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or TikTok. All the silent witness links and ways to contribute to the search and investigation are all there as well.
Thank you so much. Also following this, all the photos that you see in that slideshow, I'll make sure that I have it available to you. I'll be sending that out shortly after this. Many of the names for the individuals up here are also on that media advisory that we had pushed out earlier.